What's going on, YouTube? This is Easton from Easton Reviews Metal, and welcome back to another episode of Rated. This is the series where I rate albums from worst to best, give them a 1 out of 5 rating, and today we're doing the band Skillet. This is a hard rock band, formerly metal band, formerly grunge band, formerly electronic band, formed in 1994. This band is very divisive because their newer material is seen as butt rock, and I personally agree. I think everything they've put out after the Comatose record was deliberately aimed to be played on the radio over and over again. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's just the direction that they went down, and I personally disagree with that direction. But I'll stop rambling and I'll get into 1996 with their first album, Skillet. This one is very grungy. This is the mid 90s now. Something that Skillet's always kind of done. They've always had this problem where they kind of enter into a genre when it's a little too late. They've always been late to the party with every genre that they've been a part of, including grunge. This was 1996. This is around the time nu metal really started kicking out. This is the year when Sepultura abandoned their groove metal roots, or not roots of really thrash metal, then they turned groove metal, and then they turned nu metal. So my mistake. They went from Chaos AD, which is a very groove-based album, to nu metal. She had pre-existing bands like them going to nu metal. You had new bands like Korn, the Deftones, Cold Chamber. Those are three big bands at the time. They were all releasing their first, and I think Korn was releasing their second record by that time. 96, 97-ish, but this is 1996. This is Skillet. I'm getting off track here. The opening track, I Can, is it's a very catchy song. It's a very catchy, very fun to listen to song. It's a song that I personally really enjoy. I think this album is one of their better records, and it's definitely, in my opinion, the best. Well, at least one of the best. I think there's one more grunge era album that I like more. But out of all of the four original grunge records, this is my second favorite of those grunge records. Out of a 5, I would give this one a 3 out of 5. This one is not good enough to deserve anything higher than that, but it's not bad. It's good. It's good. It's a good record. I think it absolutely deserves more praise than it gets. I think this is, when it comes to Christian metal or Christian rock or grunge or whatever, because you could really call this band whatever you want, because they've done so much over the years. This is definitely one of the better bands. Skillet is one of the better bands, and I owe a lot to Skillet. They were one of the first bands that I really got into when I was really discovering my music tastes around 12, 13 years old. Skillet was one of the bands that I got into, and I owe a lot to Skillet. And this was one of the albums that I went back to, because I listened to the more popular albums like Comatose and Collide and Awake even. But this is an album that I came back to at a later date and really fell in love with it. I really like this record, so 3 out of 5. Sorry, I had to pause it. Hopefully the camera angle is still okay. Looks like it is. Like I was saying though, some of the best tracks off the record are Gasoline, Saturn, My Beautiful Robe, I like Paint, Boundaries. Those are my favorites off the record. Like I said, I gave this one a 3 out of 5. Let's move on to 1998 with Hey You, I Love Your Soul. This one's alright. It's just, to me, this one's weaker than the first record, but it's definitely not their weakest of the grunge era. This is still full on grunge at this point. It goes with their third record. They started experimenting with electronic shit, and I'll get to that when we get there. But this record I like a lot. I think it's not as strong as their first record, but it's still pretty damn good. The title track is the opening track, Hey You, I Love Your Soul. That's probably the best song on the album, really. Followed up by Deeper. I think Locked in the Cage is a pretty good song. More Faithful is pretty good. I like Suspended in You. I think that one has a music video. I may be mistaken, though. And Scarecrow is pretty good. I'm going to give this one a 2.5 out of 5. I don't have much to say about this one. I'm not as familiar with this one as I am a lot of their other material. This one I kind of skipped over a lot of the times when I was a big Skillet fan. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. Let's go to the next one. Moving on to 2000, we have Invincible. This is when they started experimenting with the electronic shit, and I don't like this record at all. I think this one's garbage. I think this is one of their worst records. If I had to choose this over the butt rock shit, I'd still choose this. But out of all their classic records, I'd call their first 6 records really, really good, and everything after that just okay. But out of their 6 original records, this is the weakest one. The electronic shit mixed with the grunge just doesn't really flow to me very well. It kind of feels forced. It feels like it's forced in. It's very 90s, even though it's the 2000s at this point. This feels like Nirvana meets Daft Punk, but in a bad way. Like that sounds like a cool concept until you fuck it up really bad, and that's kind of what they did here. Best Kept Secret and Invincible are the only 2 tracks I really like, and those are the most popular tracks off the record too, so that says a lot. This Fire Breathes is okay. That one's alright. But out of this whole record, only 3 songs I really care for. Nah, this is a 1.5 out of 5. Moving on to 2001, we have Alien Youth. This is the best of the grunge era, and arguably their best record ever. This is this album, Collide and Comatose, all 3 fight for the number 1 spot, but goddamn, this is a good ass fucking record. This record kind of goes, this record's more full, it's not quite full on grunge like their first 2 records, but it still has some of those Invincible leftovers with the electronic shit, but it's not in your fucking face obnoxious like in Invincible, because that record, it's so prevalent, it's obnoxious. With this one, they kind of balance it out. It's part of the songs, but they're more in the background of the songs. They're not in the forefront like they were in Invincible, and I think that is ultimately what makes this a good record. That and this is their strongest. To me, this is the strongest of the grunge record, because this is the best produced record that they put out up until this point. This record has some of my favorite Skillet songs ever. It has the opening track, Alien Youth, is fucking amazing. It has Earth Invasion, Eating Me Away, Kill Me, Heal Me, The Thirst Is Taking Over, Ripping Me Off, Come My Way. Those are all fucking stunning songs. This one does, their first 4 records, this one in particular, this one in the first album in particular, really push their Christian views down your throat, kind of. But I'm an atheist, and I still fucking like Skillet. I don't give a fuck what their religious views are. I listen to Deicide and Acheron and all that shit too. You know, I listen to satanic bands, Christian bands. Fuck, I've probably heard Jewish bands. I don't fucking know. I don't care. Whatever. One day I'll listen to Deicide preach about how good Satan is, and one day I'll listen to Skillet preaching about how good Jesus is. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just listening to the fucking music. Don't care. Moving on to 2003, we have Collide. This is the start of their very brief. This is a very brief stint of nu metal. This is a very nu metal album. This completely abandons their roots. It takes the heavier parts of Alien Youth, because Alien Youth did progress in the sense that it is heavier. And I just realized I forgot to give Alien Youth a rating. Holy shit, it's a good thing Well, I guess it's not really a good thing, but I don't script my videos. I don't pause and do jump cuts. This is just raw. Why? Because I'm fucking lazy and I just want to put out cool content. I don't care. If I fuck up, forgive me. But I forgot the Alien Ether rating. I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5. I think overall, I think a couple of the tracks are a little weaker, and the bonus tracks kind of suck. But again, the strongest songs make it fight for that number one spot. But again, we're talking about Collide now. My bad. This one probably is the only, or one of the only Skillet records that I like every single song. Forsaken is one of their best songs ever. Savior is their best song ever. If you don't think Savior is Skillet's best song ever, then you're fucking wrong. That's not my opinion, that's a fucking fact. Savior is the best Skillet song without a fucking doubt. Don't argue with me. Shut the hell up. Open Wounds, a little more. My Obsession, Collide, Fingernails, Imperfection, Under My Skin, Energy, which is another one of my really top 5 Skillet songs, and Cycle Down. I fucking love this fucking record so much. And the title track Collide, that's also my top 5. Like, majority of my top 5, or I guess I'd say top 10 really. Pretty much this entire album is on that list. I'm gonna give Collide a 5 out of 5. You know, it deserves it. It's their best record, arguably. But yet again, we have me fighting myself here because I'm just gonna contradict what I just said because we're gonna talk about 2006's Comatose. This is their first album on Atlantic Records. I'm pretty sure, at least. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is their first record with Atlantic Records because the jump of production from Collide to this record is fucking phenomenal. It's huge, the fucking production gap. Rebirthing, which is the opening track, fucking killer. The Last Night is really cool. Better Than Drugs is terrible. Fuck that song. I fucking hate that song. Comatose, The Older I Get, Those Nights, Falling Inside the Black, Say Goodbye, Whisper in the Dark is an awesome fucking song. This one overall, I'd say it's a little weaker than Collide. As you notice, I didn't name as many songs, but this record's highest points are above Collide, if that makes sense. But Collide has more. Explain it properly. Collide has more really good songs, but Comatose's songs are better than Collide's. But Comatose has a couple weak tracks I don't really like, so it kind of goes hand in hand there. So I'm gonna give Comatose a 4.5 out of 5. It's not getting a 5 because it has a couple tracks that I don't really care for. But that's that. That's Comatose. We're gonna talk about Alive now. This is the first album with Jen Ledger on drums. That are the first drummer on the first 2 records. And they had another chick, and her name was Tori from Invincible to the Comatose. So she was in there for a while, and then they have Jen Ledger, and she's been in the band since then. And she has backing vocals. She has backing vocals on the record, every record after this, or this and afterwards. So Awake is when I kind of stopped caring, honestly. Just kind of really when I stopped caring. Like, I don't know. I just don't really like this one. This one kind of sucks. Hero is a good song, but it's overrated. And I'll just be upfront and honest, and any Skillet fan that's watching this is gonna hate me, but I don't like Jen Ledger's vocals. I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. When I think of Skillet, I think of John Cooper, not Jen Ledger. She takes over the songs. Not as much on this record, but on their later records, she fucking takes over, and I don't fucking like it. It's like it went from Skillet being John Cooper and Corey Cooper together to Corey Cooper not singing at all, and Jen Ledger singing in a lot of the times more songs than John Cooper is, because she like takes over a lot of the songs, not as much on this record, but on their other stuff, she really does. Going to the next track, Monster, which is undeniably a good song. Okay, it's catchy. It's a good fucking song. Alright, I'll admit that. It's a good fucking song. Another highlight is Awake and Alive. It's another one of their most famous songs. It's a good song. Believe and Forgiven are good. That's about it for me. The rest of the record's just okay. I'm going to give this one a 3. It's alright. It doesn't deserve... I don't think it deserves all the attention it gets. I think it's overrated as fuck. And I think this is just a breakout record. It's Comatose was the beginning of the breakout, and this was like their breakout record. And I understand. It's but it's just overrated. I don't think it deserves, that breakout that it got, Next, the band was kind of stumbling here a bit. They didn't really know how to follow up with Awake and how to capitalize on it. So we got a 4-year gap here. But in 2013, we got Rise. This one, when it's good, is way better than anything on Awake. But when this one sucks, it sucks. When this one sucks, it sucks. Rise, the opening track is really good. Don't like Jen Ledger's vocals. Sick of It doesn't really have her vocals much at all. Good. Not Gonna Die. Hey, everything's good except Jen Ledger's vocals. Don't like it. Circus for a Psycho is another highlight. Fucking love that song. Fire and Fury is pretty good. What I Believe is okay. I don't know. 3 out of 5. It's okay. Next we have Unleashed. I don't like this one. I don't like this one either. Feel Invincible is like, I don't know, the band had their big breakout moment in 2009 with Awake. Rise kind of stumbled sales wise, and this album was like, for some reason they came back into the limelight again with this record, and I don't know why. It's literally, this whole record is a butt rock album. Oh my god, it's bad. Feel Invincible sucks. That song is so fucking generic. It's just the same thing over and over. Back from the Dead is probably the best song on the record. Stars is an interesting concept. Don't Like Lions. The Resistance is okay. I don't know. Just not a fan of this one. Gets a 1.5 out of 5. And somehow even worse, we have Victorious with the song Legendary as the opening track. Hilariously enough, WWE Raw theme song is Legendary. The song Legendary. And if no one on the internet knows my thoughts on WWE, but WWE is a fucking joke. They've been a joke since 2012, 2011, and they have a joke album as their joke theme song on their joke show, so that's good. It fits. You Ain't Ready. Yeah, I ain't ready to listen to this garbage. Terrible. Victorious, terrible. Save Me is the best song on the record. That's all I gotta say about that record. 1 out of 5. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. And something new I'm gonna do is actually rank these really quickly at the end of the video. So in 10th place is Legendary. In 9th place is Unleashed. In 8th place is Invincible. In 7th place is Awake. And sixth place is goddamn, why can't I remember the name of the fucking record now? Rise. Number 5 is holy shit, I can't think. Hey You, I Love Your Soul. Number 4 is self-titled record. Number 3 is Comatose. Number 2 is Alien Youth, and number 1 is Collide. Let me know what your list is in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video. If you have any suggestions for future content, be sure to let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, all that retarded shit, whatever, don't care. If you don't like my shit, dislike it. I don't fucking care. I do this for fucking fun, alright? And without any more rambling, I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.